If you want to study abroad, one of the major things you want to consider is, would you be able to secure an admission into the country you want to apply to? How about scholarship? If you are studying, can you work? Can you move there even with your spouse? If you are married, is it possible that you can go to a country to study and your spouse or your kids can be with you? How about if you finish pursuing your program, the opportunity to work, or what we call the postgraduate work study? If you are talking about one of the most sought after destinations when it comes to international education, there's no other country than Canada. It's a very peaceful and lovely country that everybody would want to aim to study in. The good thing is that if you're applying for a visa, you don't need to go for a visa interview, and we have somebody who has navigated these processes and will be able to share his experience, his journey, and how he was able to do it. Remember, that's the reason why we set up this podcast. It's very simple. It's called the Study Abroad Podcast with the Fred Effect. It's simple. People have studied in the country you want to study at. People are already enjoying the scholarships that you want to seek to apply to. People have already gotten the visas that you're applying for approved. So it's easy if we should talk to them so they can explain to us how they did it, how long it took them, how much it's going to cost, so that you know how to do yours, and then also escape some of the challenges that comes with it or what they face, so that they advise you so you wouldn't go through the same thing. The name is The Fred Effect. We are live on TikTok as The Fred Effect. This is the biggest study abroad content platform. We are over 200,000 on YouTube. We are over 180,000 on Facebook. On X is over 50,000. And then on TikTok is over 200,000. Also on Instagram, we're over 30,000. Be part of the family, subscribe, follow, and if you want to study abroad, this is the platform for you. Quick one: if you are working on the US study abroad process, remember that from 20th to 31st of July, the embassy will not be working on consular process, and that means that you cannot attend a visa interview, especially for students. So there is some kind of renovation going on at the consular section. So if you're in Ghana, from 20th July, release a communication saying that they'll be having some renovations. So this is what it means. A lot of people who had the appointment, especially for students who will be coming to school in August or September, or what we call the fall semester, if you have an appointment scheduled, understand that your appointment may have been rescheduled, either to push it forward or backwards. So at the moment, you need to check your portal, your Avid portal, to be able to figure this out. If you are not checking this, it means that you may miss your appointment. So please check your Avid portal to know if your appointment has been rescheduled. So this is the communication from the embassy. They posted this on their website as well as on X platform, that the consular section of the U.S. Embassy in Accra will be temporarily closed to the public from July 20th through July 31st. Except in life or death emergencies, the embassy has rescheduled all visa appointments that were to take place during this period. Applicants who have received an email confirming that their passport or consular report birth abroad is ready for pickup may visit the embassy on July 23rd or July 30th between 1:30 p.m. To 3:30 to 3 o'clock. So there is more information on their website. So if your interview as a student was scheduled within this date, it has been rescheduled. Go to your portal, the Avid portal, to check, because you won't receive an email. Now, this is what is happening. Because if you're a student, you're coming in August or September, this might be worrying. You don't have to panic. This is something you have you don't have any control over. What can you do? The first one is that do not panic. Focus on your preparation. Your interview preparation is key. Focus on that. Now, if you requested for emergency, it has been denied. No problem. There is a way you can monitor the calendar to be able to reschedule for a closer date. If you pay the visa application fee, which is called the MRV fee, you have 3 chances to schedule. If you already utilized one, you have 2 opportunities. Continue to monitor the platform. join WhatsApp groups to be able to reschedule. Most students, their program will be starting in August. So in July, you have close to a month. At the moment, I think that it is too early for you to defer. Don't defer. Continue monitoring the platform, and you'll be able to schedule a closer date. Now, what will happen is that after 3rd of August, that means that a lot of people will have visa interview date. And so if you have a date, remember that you need to be prepared so that you get your visa approved once and for all, and you don't have to go get denied and come and look for another date. If your school is asking you to produce your visa date, just be nice in communicating with them. Let them know the communication the embassy has released and that you are still working on getting a date. Remember, traveling from Ghana to the US is within 24 hours. So if you get your interview approved today, the next day you can go for the visa interview. The most important thing is that focus on the earliest admission date or the class start date on your I-20. You can even ask for extension if the need be. So do not panic, and you are definitely going to be fine. Later on, I'll be coming your way with the World Cup edition of the Study Abroad podcast, because the final will be played in New Jersey, New York Stadium. So the stadium is actually located in the state of New Jersey, but because New Jersey and New York shares borders, we'll be talking about some of the universities in New Jersey and New York that you can apply to. So as you watch the World Cup, you enjoy yourself. Then you have to focus on which schools around this area can you apply to, so that if you were supposed to be here, you could go and watch the World Cup as well. The name is a Fred Effect. My co-host is Ben. Ben is in the UK, and he will be coming. He will come in very soon. But our guest today is Mr. Joseph Obeng. Mr. Joseph, what? How do people popularly know you on social media? You have a catchy name.
Yeah, I'm known for people normally call me Plan Ahead GH. Yeah,
How
that's
did
my
that
name.
name come about? Plan Ahead GH. So I know the GH is Ghana, and then the
Yeah.
Plan Ahead. Of all the names around the world, Plan Ahead. Talk to me about it.
So when I was growing up, like in Akumoda, I had friends who were attending Botre at that time, and I was very interested in like attending Botre.
Right.
And I saw their motto, "Dream Share Can," like plan and think ahead. And I'm like, this is very insightful. Like if whatever you do, if you have to plan and think ahead, I think you take a better decision about whatever you are doing. So when the time came when I was setting up my YouTube channel and my social media handles, I'm like, you know what? Ginger Khan will be like a direct pick from their motto. Meanwhile,
Right.
I'm not a mobile, right? So let me like rephrase mine, or let me put mine in English so that at least it will be a little bit different, right? And that's why I came by the name Plan Ahead GH. Yeah.
Yeah, and God bless you for your time and also the impact you have been making with your platform. So you have a YouTube channel, you have almost all the social media, so Facebook, TikTok, and all that. And I like the
Yeah.
fact that you mostly make your content in a local language, so that yana na brewa krabe tiase.
Yeah, Charlie. What can I do? I don't know. Also, when I came in, when I was preparing for my visa application and everything, there were nobody, like we had nobody who was doing content like now we are doing. You see,
Yeah.
I content, like we had nobody to rely on. I remember
Mhm.
it was mostly dominated by Nigerians. So when
Exactly.
I got the opportunity, I'm like, you know what? I can provide my content in Tree, and it has helped so many people. And Kofo Bebre farmers so to
Mm.
travel to Canada, and I'm also proud of that. Yeah.
Yeah, God bless you, bro, and the impact you're making. I think that when we have opportunities to go through a process and we can explain to our brothers and sisters to understand, that would be very impactful. And thank God you are using your platform. I know it's not easy, being in somebody's land, focusing on what the reason why you went there, and still being able to have time to make and edit content, the comments that comes with it, and all that. So God bless you, bro. So let's
Thank you,
start
thank you,
with
brother.
where did you study in Ghana? We are going to talk about your study abroad journey, because I know you moved to Canada through the study route, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you want to study in Canada, Plan Ahead GH is your best platform. We'll share the platform so that you can subscribe, you can follow. These are the platforms you should follow so that it will help with your journey. So today is all about studying in Canada. Talk to us. What was your academic qualification prior to relocating to Canada?
Oh, I had a bachelor's degree in accounting. I studied
Mm.
accounting at the University of Professional Studies. So, I mean, that was my highest educational qualification um, prior to traveling to Canada. Yeah.
Okay. Which high school did you study at?
Oh, I studied in Akemoda. It's called
Okay.
Atifa Senior High School. So
Okay.
it's more like a local school. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where I had my high school education.
I ask a lot of people this question.
Yeah.
You are done with your bachelor's degree. What actually inspired you to want to study in Canada?
Yeah, before I completed my bachelor's, I was a hustler boy in Accra, doing
Yeah.
security, driving Uber. Like I was doing everything possible to finance my education.
Mm.
And so things were hard. Things were very hard. I remember one time I went for a security interview and I was asked, why are you here? And I'm like, I'm here to protect life and property. He said, go to East Legon. Go to East Legon and protect. The man said, go to East Legon and protect life and property over there. You are here because of money, right? So if like my main motive was work or make money where I can go and work and make money, right? Money
Mhm.
was the agenda. Like better my career, find new opportunities. That was when traveling abroad really came in mind. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you moved to Canada some time ago. Things have
Yeah.
actually changed, and that is most of the things we are going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Now,
Sure.
if somebody has a bachelor's degree, if somebody has a high school qualification diploma, at the moment, is it still possible to apply to universities or colleges in Canada and move to Canada in 2026?
It's very possible. It's very
Right.
possible. I wish I can share some people like some testimonies I've received currently to
Hmm.
you, but it's still possible. Just that the old way of we applying for visas, we not knowing even how to structure our statement of purpose, and they were like, when I applied for mine in 2022,
Hmm.
and I came in. I started my contents, helping people. You see, somebody will send you a statement of purpose, which like leads nowhere, and people were still getting the visas. Now everything has changed. That's why people are saying Canada visa is no more accessible. Now
Hmm.
everything has changed. The immigration officers who are in charge of assessing all these things are paying close attention to whatever you write to them, whatever you present to
Right.
them.
Hmm.
And so if you don't prepare well, if you don't present your case well to the visa officer, you might be denied, and you think that, oh, Canada is no more accepting people. But people are coming. It's still possible for people to come in.
Okay. At the end of this interview or conversation, I want somebody who holds a bachelor's degree or high school qualification to be able to say that now I understand the study in Canada application process. I can do it myself. Now, let's start with somebody. You mentioned that you had a bachelor's degree when you were applying. So, if
Yeah.
somebody holds a bachelor's degree, let's start with this. Is there a certain class that if somebody needs in order to study in Canada? If I have a lower, pass, upper, second class, and all that. Of course, first class is possible, but what class do I need if I have a bachelor's degree to study in Canada?
And before I start with that,
Mhm.
most of us, our bachelor's education in Ghana, most of us had we were mentored by people from the street, people we know, right?
Right.
For example, me, if I'm to go back to when I was in Ghana to go and do my bachelor's degree again, I
Mhm.
wouldn't have studied accounting, right?
Okay.
Even though I know, like, I really understood the course accounting, but I would have taken a different route.
Mhm.
And because of that, what I tell people who are new, who wants to apply, is that, you know what? Sometimes you don't base your application on what you think you studied. If you want to change your life, if you want to change, like you want to tour a different career path, you want a different route for your career, you can start again in Canada.
Okay.
Canada is you understand. So not necessarily somebody will say, okay, I did political science, I need to come and do political science as my master's.
Mhm.
And you want to have a future here in this country. After your political science master's in Canada, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
So these are the first questions that I ask myself. So if somebody is having a bachelor's degree, for example, when I was preparing to come to Canada, I came with agriculture, right?
Mhm.
Even though I had a bachelor's in accounting, the program I used to travel to Canada is an agriculture program, and I used my
Which was a master's degree or another bachelor's?
no, no, it was a bachelor's.
Okay.
No, it was a diploma program.
Even though you have a bachelor's degree, and we know the diploma is below a bachelor's
it's
degree.
below a bachelor's, yes.
Oh, okay.
So, Canada offers that kind of opportunity. Not just, I could have, applied to come and study masters in accounting, masters in finance, advertising, business administration, which I had second class upper. So I was fairly in a good position to apply for those positions. But I wanted to change my career route, right? And Canada offers that kind of opportunity. And I think US also offers that. If you are able to clearly make the people who are in charge of admissions understand why you want to change your career path, I think they offer that kind of opportunity for people to change their career plan.
Oh, I see. So you do not necessarily have to apply for a master's degree in the field you study, or it
Yes,
doesn't need to necessarily be a progression. So you
a
could have a
progression.
bachelor's and
Yes,
still start with another bachelor's, still
sure.
start with a diploma, because we definitely step sometimes where you want to move to. So say.
That
So
is the case. Yeah.
good. And this is a different country from where you started from. Abrabonozu nye race, obiani de obesi ayeno. So yeah, that's good to know. So if you had a bachelor's degree and you're applying for diploma, talk to me. Are you going to use your high school document, or you're still going to use your bachelor's document? And what other documents would you need?
Okay, you can use your high school certificates, and you can also attach your bachelor's degree to it, right? But let me say, I'm not saying everybody should come down.
Right.
There are people who are very much interested in what they did in Ghana and want to progress in. I'm not saying everybody should come down and then change their course or do. So what you need your certificates, you need your those times. Well, I took, I think, attestations, those recommendation letters and everything to do applications. Here, college application is the easiest to do in Canada.
Okay,
They don't really
take your time. I want our people to be writing, like this is a learning platform. So people are taking notes, writing them. We want to know the document. So in your case, with a bachelor's degree, applying for a diploma, you use your high school, but you
Yes.
attach your bachelor's degree documents to it.
Yes.
So let's take it one at a time. So that means high school transcript or just the WASSCE results?
High school transcript and the WASSCE result.
Okay, we want people to be. So if you are listening to us on TikTok, we are typing, we are writing down the documents you need. You have a bachelor's, you want to study diploma in Canada. These are the documents.
So I think
will be listening to us who understand. Yes, so that everybody listening to us will understand, how things are done. So you had your high school transcript,
yeah,
the WASSCE results, and then what again did you add to it?
And when you are giving them the WASSCE result, they would want to authenticate it, find out if it's true. So you attach your scratch cards to it.
Oh, okay.
For them to confirm it from the WAEC website.
All right. And which of your bachelor's documents are you going to attach to the application as well?
So for mine, I attached my transcript, my certificate, and then I think I also requested for English proficiency letter from the university, and it was given to me. Yeah, I attached that. I attached attestation letter from the university also to my my application.
Okay, so we know how the transcripts look like. When you say attestation, is it a recommendation letter? How does that look like? If you can, briefly describe visually what is an attestation letter.
Oh, the attestation letter is just the school confirming that you've been there, you've been through their system, and it's just a confirmation letter from the school.
Yeah. I see. All right. So if I want to study in Canada at the moment, we are in July 18th. Which semester should I target? When should I start my applications?
Okay. okay, which semester? Let me start with that.
Right.
Here the September, like the fall semester,
Mm-hmm.
like has the most courses, or more, so many courses. That's some of the courses they don't really like accept students in January.
Mm-hmm.
So it's mainly the September one, and then
Okay.
some of the courses you can get January, which is the winter, and then the spring, which is May. You can
Mm-hmm.
get those courses in them. So it depends on the program you want to study. If your
Mm-hmm.
program starts maybe in September,
Mm-hmm.
then you need to start early because some of the application process also takes long, and some do come faster though, but then mostly it takes a little bit like a month or two for them to really approve your application, and you will get your letter of acceptance.
If you are just tuning in, we are speaking with Mr. Joseph, aka Plan Ahead GH. He has amazing social media platforms on YouTube. We'll be sharing with you shortly so that you can follow. Today, we are discussing his processes of studying in Canada. And amazingly, he had a bachelor's degree but applied for diploma and was able to move to Canada successfully. He uses his platform to educate individuals who want to study in Canada as well. So if you're not following him on social media, please do that. Search for Plan Ahead GH, and I'll be sharing the platform so that everybody can follow as well. Take a pen and a paper. What we are discussing will be helpful to your process. If you are in anywhere in the process or you have questions, please feel free to type them in the comment section. We'll be happy to ask Mr. Plan Ahead, and then he'll be responding to that as well. This is the Study Abroad podcast. My name is Fred. My co-host is Ben. He is in the UK, and then our guest is Mr. Joseph Obeng, talking about studying in Canada today. We come your way this and every Saturday, and the idea is to be able to invite individuals who have been through the study abroad process, so they share their journey, their experiences, and how much it cost them, how long it took, so that you who wants to study abroad can also learn from it. Ben, you want to come in?
Yeah, Fred, thank you for the privilege. Um, Joe,
Seven.
so how was the feeling from bachelor's to diploma? Were you chasing passion or it was a strategy?
It was a strategy. Mine, I say it was a mainly strategy. It wasn't that I was chasing something. It was a strategy for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how was the feeling?
Um, Coming from, let's say, agricultural like background, um, in putting that kind of application and saying like you feel proud coming to Canada to study something that relates to you, right? So it feel great. It feel like you have everything like within your grasp. You understand what you want to go and study. You understand what you are applying to go learn. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So, having been able to gather all these documents, how much did you incur for the start?
What I mean, cost wise,
Yes, yes, please.
like those documents or the application.
The application fee.
Okay, so I'll take you a little back. I was preparing to travel. I mean, I started way back 2019 doing research, right? So I think I chanced on a video by Kingsford Onyina. Maybe the Fred will know
Yeah,
him.
yeah, we know, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
and
let's give Onyina a shout out. That's an
yeah,
amazing that's like an amazing gentleman. He's one of the pioneers of the study abroad
yes,
process.
yes, yes,
Big
yes.
ups. He actually motivated me to start this. Shout outs to Kingsford Onyina, man. So yeah,
Shout out to him.
yeah.
He should come for his testimony from me.
Yeah,
You know,
imaginable. Like he's an
imagine if
amazing guy.
he's an amazing guy. I'm like,
And
I was watching him like night, midnight, and I'm like, this guy is
the
so
energy,
intelligent,
the
man.
energy yeah, he's super intelligent.
I tell
He's a
you.
PhD student now. He's a doctor by now. So shout outs to Kingsford Onyina, man.
That's great. So I think he mentioned like he did a video outlining I think five cheapest schools in Canada, and I wrote everything down. I went step by step, and I found one school. I'm like, this school is the school that I'm going to apply into. I only applied to that school, so I the application fee was $100 then. At that time, it was, I think, 600 cedis then. So that's how much I incurred when it comes to the application. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So now, can you walk us through the visa process? How did it go?
The visa process, you know, I was very interested. So I think initially I thought I couldn't do the visa and I needed somebody to help me. Wherever I go, they are charging 10,000, 12, 20,000. I'm like, I don't have that kind of money. That time that I was doing the application, I think I was doing my national service, taking, how much was it? 558. How can I pay for this amount, this huge amount of money? So I reached out to a friend and he was like, you know what? This visa thing that you are so scared about, you can do it. Like, if you put yourself in the shoes of all those people who are doing the visa, most of them you are sensible than them. Most of them don't even have the qualification that you have, but they are still doing applications for people. So you just have to trust yourself and move ahead, do your research, and then you can do your application. So I was scared, though I was scared. And I had good friends who had knowledge about traveling and stuff. I just asked him, what should I do here? What should I do here? What should I do here? I did the application, everything all by myself.
Okay. Okay. So after putting in the application, how long did it take before your decision came out?
So I think I submitted my application somewhere um, early June 2022. And my um, medical medicals came September 18th. Like school had already started. So it took more than 3 months for my visa, but currently it's just 3 weeks.
Oh,
Currently,
okay.
just 3 weeks, and you get
That's
your
an interesting one.
whether
So,
refusal or yeah.
all right. So Cole wants to come and study in the Canada. He has been able to secure admission. Now he is preparing for his visa interview. Currently, what should he put together before he can put in the visa application?
And Canada, we don't have visa interview. So what I tell people is that be patient with the application. The quest to travel outside, sometimes it can blind you to miss out like certain vital informations. So what you need to do is you must be very patient with your application. And if you have people who understand the travel abroad journey, you need to make sure you seek for mentorship when it comes to your application. You write your statement of purpose, you prepare all the necessary documentation. Give it to people who understand to go through for you. It shouldn't be that the person has also traveled before. Some people really understand when it comes to, okay, you are applying for a visa. Like you can give it to somebody and say, okay, assume you are the visa officer assessing my application to travel to Canada. Will you approve this using this statement of purpose that I've given you? Give it to your friends. Don't be shy. See, I wasn't shy. I gave it to, I think I have a friend, his junior brother. Like whenever I go there, I see the junior brother to be very intelligent. So after writing my statement of purpose, I gave it to the junior brother, not my friend. Somebody I was older than. I'm like, you know what? Go through this. And the guy came back and was, you see, you've over-explained things. It will make them, yeah, it will make them very, like they would think of you as somebody who is very desperate to come and like you are giving every information to them. Some information is take it out. And when I went back, like thinking about what the guy said to me, I felt he made he made sense. He made sense. And I changed all those things. So don't be shy. And then don't be thinking that it'll be a before somebody is going to stop your application process or something when they know. You see, you don't know much. Most of us don't know much. We might, for example, I'm in Canada. Whenever I see Fred doing TikTok live for people who are preparing for US interview, I put it on and then I'll be listening to it. Not that I'm going to the US, but the information he is providing. You understand? So seek for information first before you put in the application. because information is very vital to your application being successful. And after seeking for this information, go like read over. You see, the visa application, I say, is the stage one of your Canada journey. So make sure if you are not doing it yourself, whoever is doing it for you provides you with the information that the person is using. Because people are struggling in Canada because of the people who did the application for them. You understand? The kind of information they inputted, which you do, sometimes the applicant themselves don't even have fair knowledge about it. So make sure if you are doing it yourself, you go through. If somebody is doing it for you, that person provides you with the information. Make sure everything is all right to your satisfaction. Give it to, sometimes I can even give it to ChatGPT. ChatGPT, will you approve me if you are the visa officer? ChatGPT can even give you recommendation. Yes. If I'm tell ChatGPT to be real. ChatGPT will come out. If I'm giving you, I'll refuse you. You understand? And work on those things. It's very, very important when you are applying for your visa to come study in Canada.
Okay, interesting. So you've mentioned statement of purpose in the application. So what other documents should we pay critical attention to other than the statement of purpose?
Currently, I will say your bank statement.
Okay.
I had a friend who applied for Canada study visa way back in 2022. He didn't even add a bank statement. They approved his visa and then sent him an email to submit a bank statement. Right? So times has changed. Now they pay close attention to your bank statement that you are submitting. Bank statement is very, very important. And then your CV. Your CV also speaks for you. But what people actually does is that they think the CV should the CV should reflect what they've done. You see, the white man, I say, Obronina or Sean, it's you. It's a game of chess. It's a game of you playing to be very important in their books so that they can grant you the visa. You understand? So make like your personality, everything appear to be the person they want in their country. So your CV also plays a very important role. I've talked about CV, your bank statement, and any other supporting documents that you can attach to your application to prove your point. It's very, very important.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Before we continue, please, if you are watching us live, we want to know if you are interested in studying in Canada, so you can put your answer in the comment box and we'll be showing it on the screen for you. All right, thank you. So you mentioned a bank statement, and I want us to critically look at the bank statement. Now, in the UK, we have the 28 days period. So like, let's say if your cost of attendance is, let's say, £20,000, that amount should be in the account for 28 days before you can print your statement out for your visa interview. And then also we have at least, I think, 3 categories of people who can give you or who qualifies to issue you bank statement for your visa process. First is you yourself. Second is your parent. That's either your mother or father. And then the third one is your partner. And then the fourth one is any internationally recognized organization. It can be government institutions. It can be like big companies. So what is the case of Canada? Can anybody at all give you bank statement?
Okay, let me use mine as an example. When I was applying for mine, I think my sister gave me her bank statement, and then someone I stayed with also gave me her bank statement, even though we were not related by blood or being a family relative. She also gave me her bank statement then. But things have changed, right? So you need to be able to prove the relationship between you and the person giving you the bank statement. You cannot say my uncle is giving me bank statement to come and study, or my uncle is going to pay for my education to come and study in Canada. What is your uncle gaining supporting your education in Canada, your career? It's very important. Canada hasn't like they've not specified the people who can give you bank statements. But then it's your duty to let them understand why this person is providing you with bank statement, or this organization is providing you with bank statement. So if it's a company, you need to prove why a company wants to sponsor your education. For example, the shareholders of the company must also append their signature to you being sponsored and why you are being sponsored. So things have changed. For example, like what you said, all applies to us, and then the 28 days doesn't really apply to us. You can put in the amount of money today, tomorrow you print it out, and then you submit your application. But as to whether you can prove where that amount of money came from, it's your responsibility to do.
Oh, all right. Now, looking at the old process and then the new process when it comes to studying in Canada, what is your view on that? Do you think now it's difficult to study in Canada, or it's easy? Looking at the new developments.
Okay. It's not easy. It's not difficult. Now, what they are seeking to, like what they are doing now is that they want to attract the perfect people, like the right people. Unlike when we came in, that I can even come and borrow your bank statement that you've used for your application to do my application, and we will all get approved. Right now, they go through all those things. They check. You understand? You cannot just bring people were bringing fake bank statement. Then they for UK, they can quickly like find out if your bank statement is false, right?
Yeah.
But Canada then weren't like paying too much attention to the bank statement. So now that is what Canada is doing now, as the UK is also doing. Now they are seeking to attract people who know what they are really doing, who know what they want, who know what they are doing. So if you know what you are doing and you know what you want and you prepared for it, you will get your visa approved for your Canada study abroad route. Yeah.
All right. So now your view is that it's neither easy nor difficult.
Yes.
It all depends on
your preparation.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for letting us know. So now let's move straight to little bit about how you see the Canadian education system. Would you still advise some of us to come and study in Canada? Why or why not?
Okay, depending on reasons. For me, I came because of money. You understand? I'll tell you the truth, bro. I won't hide. I came because of money.
And you are making the money.
Yes, that's me. And I know people will say, okay, I'm just coming to have education and go back home. Okay, then you choose. You understand? So their education is quite different from us. It's a lot, like it's very informative, and the kind of information they provide when you go through their school system, you think deep and be like, Charlie, in Ghana there, somewhere is coming you. You understand?
Yeah.
The educational environment, the environment you study in, the kind of people, how professors and lecturers are very accessible to you as a student. It helps. It's totally different from what we experience back home. So the education system is one of the best. If you are thinking of studying abroad, please don't rule out Canada.
But for some reasons, like you see, Canada is there, but I don't know. All the people I've come into contact, I hardly hear anyone saying I want to study in Canada. Is it that it is far from rich, or we don't have a lot of information about Canada? Like, have you had that feeling before?
Yes, when I was trying to study abroad, I never considered Canada. I never considered Canada. You know, I was driving Uber one day and I picked up a man. I think it was somewhere December. And so the man was really annoying me. Like, he had kids, they were stepping on my seat, you know, they were making my seat dirty, but I kept my cool composure. And prior to me dropping off the man, he was like, young man, you look very cool. What's your level of education? And I told him, okay, I'm still in school, I'm studying at the university. And he was like, do you have what are your plans? I'm
No,
like, oh,
wait, whilst you were studying, you were still Uber driver or taxi driver. Is that the case?
yeah, yeah, in Ghana.
You were driving?
Yes. I did evening school at the UPSA. Actually, I started school in Ghana when I was a private security guard, what you say as watchman. You understand? So I selected evening school at the UPSA to do my accounting there. And then I transitioned from the security job to drive Uber. So when I drive daytime, I take a rest. Sometimes you revise your note and then you go to campus to go and study. And this man was like, what's your vision? I'm like, okay, you know, I had plans that I'm not going to work for somebody. So I'm like, okay, we have land, okay, I'll go and do my farming, I'll do all those things. And the man was like, you know what? I'm coming from Canada. I want you to consider Canada. Travel to Canada for 10 years. Then come and do whatever you are saying you want to do after school. So the man really brought up the idea of traveling to Canada. You understand? So I understand people when they don't even consider Canada. I wasn't considering Canada until somebody opened my eye to what Canada looks like. And I started my search for information about Canada. That's why I'm here today. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you for letting us know. I think upon my search, one of the reasons I came across was that it's expensive to study in Canada. Do you accept that or reject that?
It's expensive in the sense that, you know, in the UK and the US, there are more scholarship opportunities. In Canada, it's not like that. There are scholarship opportunities, but not like UK and the US. So that's what makes it expensive. You understand? But currency-wise, like people paying their school fees from Ghana to UK, people paying their tuition from Ghana, like to the US, Canada is the cheapest.
Because can you educate us more?
Canada is the cheapest in the sense that first our currency, the rate to the cedi is lower as compared to it's almost twice the UK pounds.
Oh, okay.
You understand? And then I think 1.4 USD, 1.4 Canadian dollars is equal to 1 USD. You understand? So for now, currently, I think the Canadian dollars is somewhere $8 or 8.1 or 8.2. But the pounds is somewhere 14, 15, right? So it's almost twice your distance. And so if the UK is charging you £5,000, you can pay 8,000 Canadian dollars and still have some change left to come to Canada.
Oh, okay. So now let's look at this way. I think so far in UK, some of the cheapest universities without scholarship, you pay somewhere, let's say £11,800 per year.
A year, yeah.
For masters, which is basically 1 year. So now let's look at it so that people would understand. So if let's say right now the cedi is I think it's almost £1 is almost 15 cedis, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now let's look at the cheapest on average, the cheapest school in Canada. How much am I going to pay for the year? So that people would understand these dynamics, because if you understand that you are paying the rate you are paying to UK is almost ×2 of Canada, then you need to strategize. You have to be strategic, because it has never occurred to me before until you brought it out. So if you can let us know some of the cheapest school and how much they charge, then we can do this comparison so that our audience can really make it can be 100% accurate decision, but at least they will be closer to 100% decision.
Making that decision. So, for example, let's say I pick a school like maybe Memorial University that I'm going to do my master's, and I'm paying $7,000 per semester. So it will be like, let's say, let me round it up like 15,000 Canadian dollars, and you are paying 11,000 pounds, bro. You are so way ahead of me, because my I think 15,000 will probably be around 120,000 Ghana cedis, right? 120,000 Ghana cedis, but you are going to pay almost 200 and something thousand.
Yeah,
for the
very
year.
true, very true.
So it means it's cheaper here in Canada than the UK. If like based on the currency and the currency rate to the city.
Oh, okay. So let's make it clear to our audience, please. It depends on how strong your currency is. Let's make it clear.
Yes. If it's not based on, if like the currency base was par, like let's say 15 to 15, then UK is cheaper. But now my currency, I'm like, you people are leading me like seven. I need to add $7 to my $8 to like
catch up.
get to your £1 to catch up, right?
15 crazy cents actually.
You see, so the currency rates, at least it makes sense that Canada is way cheaper than UK.
Interesting. Wow. I think it's a nice analysis here. So please, let's decide for ourselves whether UK is expensive or Canada is expensive. I think the exchange rate must speak for you.
Yeah,
Fred, you wanna come in?
If you're just tuning in, we are still speaking with Mr. Joseph, aka Plan Ahead GH, and then I'm going to share, his platform so you can follow. So, talk to us about your various platforms. How do people get to learn from the ideas and information you are putting on social media? Which platforms can we find you, and how do we search for it?
And so, I think on TikTok, my TikTok handle is Plan Ahead GH. My Facebook handle is Joseph Oben, as displayed under my listing here. It's Joseph Oben. I also have Plan Ahead GH on Facebook, which is a page, and then YouTube, Plan Ahead GH. These are the three main platforms that I mainly use. You can text me. You can get my number over there and text me. I'm okay. I don't mind. Just that yeah. I don't like calls, but if you text me, whatever information you need, I'll provide.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier when you are providing content on social media. Sometimes people have questions that they want to ask you.
Yeah.
Let me remove this. So people have questions that they want to ask you, and it's easier if they can get access to you. So I'm happy that you have a way people can get access to you and ask you the questions that they want to ask you. So yes, if you want to get in touch with Plan Ahead GH, this is the YouTube platform. It's called Plan Ahead. You search it on YouTube, it will pop up as well. And then when it comes to TikTok, it's easier. You go to TikTok, search for Plan Ahead. This is the platform as well. We have about almost 24,000 followers on TikTok. This is the platform. And then when it comes to YouTube, we have close to 14,000 subscribers on YouTube as well. This is a very valuable platform. If you are watching big things, go and learn as well. If you want to study at a place that somebody's already studying, and he's also providing information, sharing the content, which will help you work on this process. It will be very important that on Facebook is also Plan Ahead GH as well. So bro, talk to us. Why should people follow? Why should people subscribe? Can you hear me, Joseph? Mm-hmm.
Can I get a second, please?
Okay. So, just Study Abroad podcast with the Fred Effect. My co-host is Ben. Ben is in the UK, and then our guest today is Mr. Joseph, aka Planner Head GH. He's explaining to us his processes of studying in Canada from Ghana. You know, driving Uber, meeting somebody whilst he's driving the Uber, and then the person explaining how the study abroad process works in Canada, and he was able to also do it as well. So you can also do the same process, and it's possible. And we are providing the ways by which you can do it. I want us to quickly go through this. So we explained how, you know, you can apply. Is it still possible? You know, things have changed. Is it still possible if you have a bachelor's degree to still apply for a diploma?
Yes, it is very possible.
Okay. Good. And then if you have a high school qualification, somebody has a WASI resource or NAPTEX, is it possible for that individual to also apply? And what can they apply for?
Very easy, very possible.
Okay. So if you want to study in the US and you have a high school, you can apply for what we call the associate degree or diploma. You can also apply for a bachelor's degree. You can apply for a bridge program, which is bachelor's plus master's. If I have a high school qualification, what are the options for me in Canada?
You know, I'm just like you in the US. Canada is just like your junior brother. We almost do the same thing that you do.
Okay.
Just that the big brother always have more things to do. So you can also go into, I think, we have certificate programs, and then we have diploma programs. We have bachelor's program. These are the three main, and then those with the I think the NAPTEX or something. You can also go into the skilled programs. Yeah.
Okay. So I have the a high school qualification. You mentioned the certificate program. Kindly explain a little bit. In Ghana, if we talk about certificate, it means it is 4 semesters, 2 years. Normally in the nursing and all that, they have the certificate program. So if I have a high school, I want to study certificate program. How many years is it? How many semesters? Kindly explain that.
It's the certificate program. It's mostly just a year program.
Okay.
8 months, then you are done. 2 semesters. That's the certificate program in Canada. Yeah.
Do people have to pay for it, or there's a possibility of getting a scholarship for a certificate program?
And there's a possibility of getting an entrance scholarship if the school is having, and if you apply. You know, funny enough, when I started I had a colleague who was, I remember we went to the library, like at the beginning of the semester, and she was applying for a scholarship. She told me to apply. I'm like, I'm not interested in scholarship things. And when she got, I think they gave her $2,000 scholarship. I'm like, let me go and apply. When I went, it has already expired. So if you read more about the school and then you apply for the scholarship, yes, it's a certificate, you can get an entrance scholarship. You know, your junior brother doesn't have that kind of financial muscles to really issue out more scholarships like you do.
Right.
So
we've spoken about the certificate. It's a year program, and obviously it's less expensive. Okay. Yeah. From the certificate, you mentioned another one. Which one was that? Diploma.
The diploma programs.
How many years is that? In Ghana, diploma is 3 years.
Yes. Here, diploma can be 1.5 years or 2 years.
Okay.
And 1.5 year accelerated. Sometimes you can even do a diploma in a year if you accelerate it. You do the accelerated programs. So you can do it in a year. But the normal way of it's 4 semesters, 2 years program to do a diploma in Canada.
Okay. And from the diploma, what other option do we have if you have a WASI? Is it a bachelor's or there was another one before bachelor's?
Yeah. We have the bachelor's, yes. And the bachelor's is sometimes the accelerated is 3 years. Some do have 6 semesters, some do have 8 semesters. So depending on the program, mostly 4 years and 3 years.
We know that the school application process is very different from the visa application process.
Yes.
And so if I am applying for a school, do you want me to have the visa application in mind? So for example, somebody might assume that if I have a bachelor's degree and I'm going to apply for a diploma or a certificate program, wouldn't they ask me, why am I not making the progress? Wouldn't that affect my my ability to secure the visa?
The visa, yes. Yeah, it's a very important question.
Mhm.
So that's why I said, depending on your career projection, like
Right.
where you see yourself in the next years ahead, in the next
Mhm.
5 years, 10 years ahead. For me, I was able to merge my accounting with the agriculture program that I was coming to study,
Okay.
because my explanation to that was that I have been in the agricultural sector and I
Mhm.
have also obtained a degree in accounting.
Right.
And what's the challenges that I've seen is that most farmers who are in the agricultural sector don't even know how to prepare themselves to even position themselves to access financial sponsorship from banks to even expand,
Okay.
right? And based on this knowledge, me coming to Canada to come and study maybe agribusiness or agricultural related business course will
Mhm.
help me understand, bridge the gap between this kind of this environment to be able to provide value to farmers and also the financial institutions as well. You
Yeah.
understand? So you need to understand how you can bridge it. And then if you are changing your career plan, you need to also let them understand why you are changing, why they change. So yes, it has you need to go beyond to be able to secure the visa if you are really demoting yourself from a bachelor's degree downwards. You understand? You need to really explain your reason to them for them to understand. Other than that, you can apply for your visa without even including your bachelor's to it. You
I
can
see.
also deliberately omit that.
I see. We will come to the reasons why people get visa denied, and if somebody is denied, what they should do. So there's something we call the PGWP, postgraduate work permit eligibility. Can you explain that? Like there are some schools international students are not supposed to apply to. There are some schools they should apply to. Kindly explain that.
Okay. You know, the PGWP is, I feel like it's something they brought in to enable you have work experience, like
Mhm.
to also put what you learned to work in the country and everything. And
Right.
so they have a system. They have a system where all their schools are. Now, if
Mhm.
you designated learning institutions in Canada, you just type designated learning institutions in Canada. You can search every school in, let's say, my province, which is Ontario. You will
Right.
see all the schools there. And then if you go deeper, they tell you there that these schools are not eligible for PGWPs. Even if you go there, they are designated learning institutions, but then they don't offer post-graduation work permits.
Mm.
When you are done, you are done.
To someone, and I like the fact that you make your content in P, to someone who is listening to us now, what is designated learning institutions, and which ones are not? What does it mean if we say designated learning institutions?
Okay, so the designated learning institutions are institutions that you as an international student can
Mhm.
come and study,
Right.
right? They can issue you their letter of acceptance. You can, through their letter of acceptance, apply for your visa and come to Canada.
Okay. What it
So,
means is that there are a lot of universities in Canada, but it's not every institution that an
yes,
international student should or can apply to.
yes.
So why is it that these institutions, when people apply to them, they will also accept the application?
Money, money, bro,
Okay.
money.
Okay. So you
It's,
you are
yeah,
supposed to research so that you don't apply to them in the first place.
yes. You are
Mm,
supposed to make your research.
mm.
That's why, like, mentorship is very key
Yeah.
when you want to undergo this kind of process. Mentorship is very key for you to understand what really goes on in the country.
Mhm.
Yes. So just do your research, know which schools you are to apply to and which schools. I mean, for the US, they will tell you that we cannot support international students.
Yes.
Right here, if you don't take care, your money would have been taken.
Okay. I
Yes.
see. All right. I want to ask about family because Canada is a very family supportive country and
Yeah.
and all that. So I want to talk about how many hours can an international student work in Canada? Can it be off campus or on campus?
Okay. Ours is a little bit different. You
Right.
can work off campus 20 hours when you are in school and 40 hours when school sessions are over, let's say when you're on vacation.
Mm.
So
Can I bring my spouse? Can I bring my kids? As a student, if I get a visa, can I come with my dependent?
yes, you can.
I
You
see.
can, but you need to be strategic with that also. Most of us don't really have something at home that we will go back to
Mhm.
after our education. For example, if I have, let's say, a wife in Ghana and I'm applying, and I know I don't have any, let's say, solid home ties back home. When doing my visa application, what I should do, like personally, or my personal view, I don't have to add my wife there, even though I have to mention that I have a wife, I have maybe 3 children,
Mhm.
right? But during the application process, I need to come on my own. Let's say
Right.
I'm coming to do a bachelor's, and then even with that, I think there's been new rules to that. First,
Mhm.
if you were to be like coming here to be studying even a 1 year program, when I
Mhm.
came, you can invite your spouse to join you. Now it's the selected programs like nursing,
Right.
education, law. Now it's selected programs. So if you are within the selected programs and you are coming and
Mhm.
you don't have solid ties to your home country, just add your wife, but don't say your wife is joining you. When you come in, you can invite your wife to also join you. And then your wife will be given work permits to work full time and support your education.
If I get a visa to come and study in Canada, I got to Canada, but now I want to work a little bit before I enroll in school. Is that possible?
Our time it was possible.
Mm-hmm.
um when we came in, it was very possible because when I came in, I told you earlier that even my medicals came 18th September 2022, which
Right.
my course had already started in, I think, 3rd September.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 2 weeks. And before the visa came, my visa came on the 30th of September.
Right.
Like 1 month is already gone. And I sent the school an email and they were like, you know what, 1 month's gone, you cannot join us. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You need to stay and come the following year. I'm like, you know what, Ghana is hot. I'm not staying anywhere. Yeah, you understand. So
Right.
it's different now. Now the school will even report you and tell the immigration that you did not report. Immigration will send you an email to provide anything that shows that you are in school. So time has changed.
Mm.
Um, at first you could do that, but now times has changed. So
Okay.
if you want to do that, you need to be very careful. You can still do, but you need to be very careful.
Okay. I applied to study a diploma. I'm still studying the program, but I want to apply for a master's without completing that program. Can I leave the program that I'm pursuing without completing and go and pursue a different one?
If you have solid reason, yes, you can.
Okay.
If you have, um,
Mm.
a sister of mine came in, I think last year, and she came in to study, I think, developmental service worker. When
Mhm.
she came, I'm like, this course you are not doing it.
Mm.
So we made her go through the prerequisite program for nursing. She
Right.
did that. We applied for nursing, and we applied to um, um, the immigration, the IRCC, that she's changing her program and she's no
Mm.
more, and they approved it. So it's possible you can get it, but you need to be very, like, you need to ask, you need to consult about it. Now things are
Yeah.
like, a lot of things is like they are changing, so you need to be very, very careful with doing those
And that is
things.
why you need to follow a platform like Plan Ahead GH. They are in the system. You see, there are people who have already gone through a system and then they are focusing on their life. But there are people who go through a system, continue to read, learn about it, and educate our brothers and sisters
Yeah.
about it. So, if you're working on your process next year, things might have changed, from your brother who did the last 2 years, right? So that's why you
Yeah.
need to follow a platform like this. You continue to get updates on what is happening, what is going on, and you'll be able to work on the process. It is highly possible. People who are studying abroad are not bigger than you. But Ben, I want
No,
us
no.
I want us to do this. So it's good that I am in the US, Ben is in the UK, Plan Ahead is in Canada. Let's look at a couple of things. So if you want to study in the UK, for example, can your spouse work if you go with a spouse? can they be working? And plan ahead, you come in, let us know if Canada, you have a spouse as a dependent. Can your dependent be working? In the US, your spouse is on either an M2 if you're on M1. That is, if you're studying a technical program. F2 if you're on F1 as the main applicant. And then J2 if you're on J1. Ben, in Canada, can your dependent work?
In Canada?
Yes.
Okay.
In the UK, the dependent can work.
How many hours?
It can work full time. So, yes. Yeah, so that was what I think most master students were doing those days. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You mentioned that your dependents can work. I wanted to know from Joseph. In Canada, can your dependents work?
Yeah, full time, absolutely. In Canada, your dependent can work. Yeah.
So if like there's a couple, one person want to support the other, so they can move so that one will be working, one will be schooling, right? I see.
Yeah.
Let's talk about working after school. Ben, in the UK, if you graduate from your program, do you have permission or the opportunity to work after graduating? How many years is it? In the US, if you do a STEM program, you can work for 3 years. If it's a non-STEM, you can work for a year. Talk to us about the UK.
Okay, so with the UK, I think for masters, now it's going 18 months. So when you graduate, you can be on the student route for 18 months and you can work full time.
Okay.
Joseph, talk to us about for PhD is 3 years.
Joseph, talk to us about Canada.
So in Canada here, if you do the certificate program, which is 8 months, you can work for a year, a full year. And then if you do the diploma, which is 2 years, you can work for 3 years.
Okay.
And any other program is 3 years in Canada. So from diploma, degree, master's in 2 years. If you do a master's program for a year, you work for a year. But if you do it for 2 years, you work for 3 years.
Oh, I
see.
If
you do a PhD, 3 years, yeah.
Okay. So if somebody comes to study and want to stay in the country, talk to me, Ben, about UK. Is there a possibility as a student that after your studies you can get permanent residency? Is there a route like that? And then we'll go to Canada as well. In the US, there are several routes that you can use. Marriage is one of them. EB3 is one of them. EB2. There's a couple. Even if you work in a church, you can use that to get a green card and then you move to permanent residency. So as a student, there are other options that you can utilize if you want to move into a stay. Let's talk about the UK. What are the opportunities if you want to stay?
Oh, okay. So in the UK, I think now there are about 2 or 3 ways that as a student you can follow and then get your permanent stay. So the most common one that we all look up to is certificate of sponsorship.
Okay.
So what happens is that we have a lot of companies that the Home Office have given them the opportunity to give sponsorship to those that they employ. So because of that, most students, that's the target. When they complete, they target those companies. And it's easy to find because if you go to the Home Office website and you type companies that give sponsorship, all those companies' names will be given out. They have prepared it in an Excel sheet. So what you do is that if you want to put in job application, these are the companies that you target. And the good thing is that those who enter into the health programs like the social work and then the nursing and health assistant, for those people, it's easy. It's easy to get certificate of sponsorship. So that is that. And then I think recently we have the Global Talent Visa. So that one too, what you do is that if maybe you have exceptional idea, you've been able to discover some idea that you think it can benefit the UK in any way, we have a process. So you just file it, and if you are lucky and they accept it, it means that you are going to get sponsorship. So one thing that we should know is that now we are waiting for the bill to be passed in as a law. But one thing that we know for sure is that as it stands, if you're able to stay in the country for 5 years, you qualify to get your permanent residence.
So in essence, if you finish with school, there are pathways in the UK you can become a permanent resident.
Yes.
Good. Let's go to Canada. We know Canada is one of the immigration friendly countries, and
Yes.
a lot of the reason why Canada is so attractive is because of their immigration policies. Talk to us. After school, is there an opportunity if you're a student to stay?
There is. There are a lot of opportunities for students to migrate, like move from the study permit route to permanent residency. But there is a catch. Like you talked about the marriage routes. Yes. But Canada, there's been a lot of changes when it comes to that. It's not as it used to. They used to say. Now, I think Canada requires you to have worked for a period of time before they consider you for most permanent residency routes.
Right.
For example, if you are in the healthcare, they require you to have worked for like 1,560 hours. You understand? And so, what I say to people is their strategy. If you do a 1-year program and then you get a certificate, life becomes hard for you in Canada.
Okay.
Because most your certificate will not be, even if you want to apply for express entry sometimes, and you don't have a company readily sponsoring you and doing everything for you, your certificate might not even be accepted. Now it's from the diploma upwards. You understand? So you do the, let's say, 2 years studies, you get your 3 years, you work for a year, and you choose any routes that you want to use. You understand? For me, I studied in Toronto, but I moved to a rural community in Thunder Bay, close to your state, Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Here, because they have a program called Rural Immigration Pilot Program. So if you go to the rural areas and you work there for a year, and a company is ready to sponsor you, you can apply for your permanent residency. So it's more of a strategy. If you want to come to Canada, get your strategy right, and then everything. We have express entry, we have provincial nominee programs, we have the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot Program. If you are in Canada and you want to learn French, you can apply through the express entry with your French, and then you get nomination and you apply for your permanent residence. So it's still here. Yeah.
I see. So for somebody listening to us, everything mostly is about money for them, and then we talk about the time. And Ben, you come in with this. Knowing what you know at the moment, if you were supposed to start the entire process again, Joseph, what would you do differently?
Knowing what I know now.
You still have your bachelor's degree. You're still an Uber driver. Talking to young Joseph, young plan ahead. What would you have planned ahead? What would you have done differently?
Okay, for getting it, I need to get to Canada first. You understand?
Okay.
I don't want you to let me stay in Ghana. I don't want to stay in Ghana. Please. But that one I beg. So for me, knowing what I know now, I'll choose any of the career traits. Now, because let's say if I go into, let's say, HVAC or electrician or any of those field, Canada provides opportunity for people to grow, especially if you are really business minded like myself. I would choose the trade because it's easier to establish a business and then scale up, get financial capital, like get capital from the bank, do all those things to scale up and become who I want to be. But even now, I view myself as a young boy in Canada. I don't really consider my age. I'm like I'm a newbie. I'm 3 years in Canada, so I've even started working as a child in Canada. So sometimes I've thrown everything away. When this year I studied chemistry, I did biology. I'm waiting to enter into the nursing field, right? I've thrown everything away. So knowing what I know now, I will either go to healthcare, any of the trades for business purposes.
That, that,
GHN
that,
money.
that's interesting. It's been a
Yeah.
good conversation, bro. I think we can go on and on and on. We are
Oh
past
yeah.
the
Yeah.
hour mark. It's a lot of insightful ideas and that we are sharing. And if people have gone through such experiences, it becomes easier when they want to advise you who want to do it. So if you're just tuning in, you're welcome. This is the Study Abroad podcast. This is the biggest Study Abroad content platform. We are our combined, our platform is almost have 1 million across all our social media platforms. So be part of the family, and we meet this on every Saturday. Remember, the Fed Effect team has a mock interview platform. So if you are preparing for a US visa interview, we have a WhatsApp platform that for years, close to 10 years now, we've been using to assist people. So send us a message on any of our social media platforms. We'll be happy to assist you on that. And then if you need help making any form of payment, visa application fee, service fee payment, enrollment deposit, whatever, just send us a message on Instagram. We'll be able to assist you with a payment. Remember, we have a partnership with Argo Visa. Argo Visa is a team of ex-visa officers, and they help people prepare for the visa interview. We have a collaboration with them. If you've not watched our videos with them, I think our highest view is almost 1.3 million views.
1.4.
Yeah, that's huge. So pay attention to some of these videos. It will help you if you are preparing for your visa interview. So whether being immigrant or non-immigrant visa, check out Argo Visa Services, and then they'll be happy to assist you. Because the Fed Effect team has a collaboration, if you use the link I'm sharing on the screen, which is rb.gy/ku72vb, if you type it in your web browser and then you use the Fed Effect link, you get a portion of when you schedule a 30-minute, 1 hour consultation. Talk to an ex-visa officer before you go for your visa interview, and that will be great. So plan ahead. We can obviously go ahead, go on and on, but I think you've given us a lot of information today. Obviously, we'd love to have you back some other time, and I'd love to be on your channel maybe someday as well. Hopefully, if I pass by Canada or you pass by the US, just let me know so that we can link up as well. Anything we didn't ask that you want to add? Do you have any consultations, any business going on? Are there any services that you want to talk to people about?
Okay, currently I do car buying and shipping for people. So if you are interested, if you want to buy your first car, like me, I can even buy it for you for free. Yeah, I don't really need your money. So it's a business though, but then sometimes I also consider the people who are coming to me. You understand? Maybe I've gotten the opportunity to be in Canada. You don't have that. Maybe you are starting afresh. You need my consultation, even in business. You can text me. I'm open to it. If you are in Canada and you want us to talk about business, I've learned a lot, Fred. I've learned a lot in Canada. So you can also reach out to me. Everything I do is for free. I don't charge anything. And then I want people to also follow Peter Bewa for me. That guy is a very great guy that sometimes when I watch him, I can't even think of myself doing what he does. He really prepares people for the opportunity ahead. So take advantage of every resources. Fred, I listened to one time I was listening to your mentees, like you were mentioning somebody was being asked US visa tutorial, and then the person was just blowing off. And one guy, I think Phila was on that panel. He was like, "No, bro, they are going to refuse you." I laughed. I was like, "This is a very important place to be. If you want to really travel, you want to better your life. Traveling is not just about education, but you think of your long-term vision, long-term plan, and then you need to follow some of these channels. Follow the Fred Effect, follow Peter Bewa, follow me, Nana Balfour. These are all insightful channels that can really give you a great insight. And one thing that I want to tell people is that the traveling abroad journey is like a game. Play to win. Don't play to lose. Play it very well. If you know, for example, if you know you don't come from a rich family and you come from where I come from, you need to be very you need to prepare very well. If it takes a year or two, prepare, because that year or two can change your life forever. Take advantage of every resource that you have and then prepare very well.
Great. So shout outs to Peter Bewa, shout outs to Nana Bafo. I think I should have Nana Bafo on the podcast as well.
Yeah.
I think I love the unity among the people who create content about studying abroad. We are always supporting each other. You see Nana for Peter Bewa. Peter Bewa is the one who shared my Facebook content for me to get to the numbers I'm getting. I'm always grateful to that gentleman. He's amazing, So shout outs to all our brothers. I think we should try as much as possible anytime to throw more light on our people. So if you are within the study abroad ecosystem or you want to study abroad, these are people you should follow. You understand? So you follow Peter Bewa, you follow Nana Bafo, you follow follow, and it will be very helpful to your process as well. Bro, thank you very much for your time. It's been amazing. We can go on and on. I think we should link up and get you back once again so that we can discuss other things that we were not
we need to talk about the after.
Yes.
After.
Yes. That is very important. We need to really.
It's very, very important.
Yeah. So the team will get back to you and see if we can still be on your calendar some other time and then get you on. It's been a bit of a back and forth behind the scenes, but
Joyce is a very amazing person. A big shout out to Joyce. She was texting me and I'm like, sometimes it's a lot of stuff.
Great. It's a huge team behind what we do.
I tell you.
Yeah,
Charlie, you are a great guy. I salute you, boss.
Thank you, sir. So there's a huge team. We have close to 10 people behind what we are doing. But what you see on the social media is only our faces. But there's a huge team behind people behind what we do. And shout outs to all of them. Shout outs to Rebecca, Jocelyn, John, shout outs to Patrick, shout outs to Edna, Emmanuel, and then Ben himself as well. There's a lot of people behind what we do.
They do. So, you guys do a very great job. Big shout out to you.
Thank you.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
You are the man. Bro, thank you so much for coming on, and we really appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, boss. Ben.
All right, boss. I salute you.
Great. It's been a great session, a great episode of the Study Abroad podcast with the Fred Effect. We come your way this and every Saturday. Next week will be a Q&A session. The last Saturday of every month, we do a Q&A, so there will not be a guest. So if you have questions about your process, we'll be happy to answer them. The process, you can do it. People know the process, and so what we do is to motivate you or make our content in a more inspiring and positive way. I want to discuss solutions. I don't always want to hammer on problems. So when you have challenges, we want to discuss how can we make progress. Don't always look at the negative side of your profile, like I don't have a first class, I don't have a GRE. Don't talk about the things you don't have. You certainly have something, and so what you have, what can we do with it? And that's what we focus on. The name has been The Fred Effect. Ben was my co-host for today. And then our guest was Plan Ahead GH. Please follow Plan Ahead GH on all social media platforms and learn about your the study in Canada process. We'll bring him back to talk about life after you gotten your visa and you stepped into Canada, because he has a lot of experiences as well. Please be positive and know that everything will be fine. I'll see you next week.